So I want to give you a little caution about riding or purchasing or even what you think about fat biking. I was led to believe that fat bikes are more capable than they are. However, there's limitations. Fat bike tires are not snowshoes. Let me show you this. So this is a Surly Pugsley. Stickers are worn off. This is one of the originals that started this whole fat biking craze. So tires are 3.8. This one is a 4-inch wide. But when you look at what's on the ground, and we move that, next to my glove, you can see it's about 1.5 hands. So we have just a couple inches there, maybe 2 inches right here. And I would say back where I was just riding, there were spots where it's certainly a little deeper. You can see maybe 4 inches there. All of this snow is only 2 to 4 inches deep, and it's just like crystallized. You see that? It's not powder. This is frozen together. And so I'm only going in, maybe an inch over here. So this is ideal. This is so ideal right here. I've ridden fat bike many, many times, and this is perfect conditions to just get around. You kind of need the fat bike like a mountain bike would stick in or, punch into that snow a bit. This keeps you floating, gives you more traction. You're not looking at a mechanized snowshoe. You're looking at a bike that has a little better traction and a little better flotation. But this is rare. It's rare that you get, at least in northern Minnesota, it's rare that you get a February, for example, that doesn't have a ton of powder. And in those conditions, you just can't go anywhere unless it's been packed down. You can see that I'm over on the side where there's a dusting of snow, because out there is a lot of exposed ice. I'm gonna go that way a little bit and try to cut across. But you gotta be really careful because patches like this are just super slick. And each one of these little ribs here where the snowmobile kind of pushed up some slush and it froze, those are like crossing a wet, mossy log in the woods. So you gotta be really careful at these. You can buy studded tires to make this stuff not an issue whatsoever, but then you're looking at $150 or more per tire, and I just haven't found that to be a wise investment at this point. Check it out! All right, check this out, guys. So all the way over here down these tracks, no problem. Heading into the woods and get into maybe 4 inches of snow that just doesn't hold up. And I kind of stopped right there. Started spinning out and just stopped. Now, if I had a little more speed, maybe it was in a higher gear, I could have gotten up here a little further, but there's no way I'm gonna climb this hill. So that is a limitation right there. Fat biking is way harder than mountain biking. Like I would guess maybe twice as hard. So I guess the benefit there is you get your workout in half the time or half the distance as normal. Oh, okay. Now that's part of mountain biking or fat biking. Especially when you're with friends and you just watch each other fall. It's just a normal part. Nothing looks steep on a camera, but that is pretty darn steep. I didn't make it quite all the way to 300 feet from the lake. I don't think I could make that with a mountain bike. It would have slid out. Red pines are my favorite. Just listen to the sound. Okay, so from relaxing to adrenaline inducing, down this hill back to the lake. Here we go. I did that. Yeah, I did that with one hand. I started out trying to hold my phone in my teeth, and I cracked the little edge of the glass and got glass in my mouth, so then I just held it. The one hand on that thing. Yeah, it's a pretty good run. So, the question remains, are fat tire bikes worth it, despite the cautions of them not being rolling snowshoes because they simply don't have the square inches on the ground to keep you afloat in all conditions? So, the downside is that they're not going to float you like a snowshoe. They're not very fast, and it's not the same excitement level as mountain biking because, again, you're just not going that fast and you're falling over, and there's some frustration to it because you don't have as much traction, and it can just be frustrating if you are a mountain biker and are comparing it to that. Now, the positives is that you do have more traction. You do have more flotation than a mountain bike. Now, it has some built-in cushion or shock absorption because these tires are so big and low pressure that you have a lot of shock absorption there. So that's really nice. Now, one thing I would try first is I would consider first what you're going to use it for. If you're going to be on conditions like this where it's frozen and crusted, and that's the kind of conditions that you get, or if you're going to be on groomed trails or trails that are packed by others like snowmobiles or dog sleds or whatnot, then you may just be super happy with it, be able to go exactly where you want. But you could also try a mountain bike with plus size tires on it, or even with some studs first. If you have dogs, you may want to get an antenna that keeps the leash off of your bike, and you can have your dog pulling you on this, and again, that traction comes in really handy. You get some of that speed back and still get to explore. So think of a fat tire bike for exercise, exploration, and just a motivational tool to get you out in the winter. If you've enjoyed this video, if you found it informative or interesting or fun, then maybe check out some of my other videos. I have some other winter ones. I also do a lot of sailing and rope work related videos. So if you're interested in any of those adventures and learning some skills and things to get you out there, join us. Subscribe to Adventures in Reach.